You should not have come back.
What does the sinister Star Wars character Darth Vader and U.S. economic sanctions against Venezuela have in common? Everything, according to U.S. National Security Advisor John Bolton. He likens the sanctions to Darth Vader choking his enemy's throat. That, he says, is what we're going to do to the Maduro regime economically.
The
economic crisis already existed long before the sanctions, but the U.S. strategy is designed to provoke the total collapse of what it sees as the enemy.
The US Treasury Department has designated not just Venezuela's vital oil industry, but its entire banking sector as a target of US sanctions. And that makes Venezuela almost untouchable for companies and banks that do business with the United States. This is Puerto Cabello, one of Venezuela's main ports for bringing in everything from food to fertilizer to manufactured goods. But as you can see, there is very little activity here. According to the government, this is because U.S. financial sanctions are scaring off shipping companies. And those who do venture to dock here are charging a premium. The sanctions are, of course, taking a toll on Venezuela's already crumbling economy and on ordinary citizens. The theory being that they will provoke a painful but a relatively quick ouster of President Nicolas Maduro. Recent history, however, disproves this theory.
Look at the sanctions against Cuba. Did they remove the Castros? No. They only hurt the lives of the Cubans. Did they remove Assad in Syria? Did they take out Saddam in Iraq? Or in Zimbabwe? No. Did you get rid of all of them because you applied sanctions? No.
In fact, in the last 3 months, the government has been busy finding ways to circumvent the sanctions. Venezuela's foreign minister traveling the world over, closing economic cooperation deals in countries like Turkey, Syria, and South Africa, out of reach of U.S. sanctions. Not to mention military and oil industry deals with Russia.
They said Venezuela was isolated, but nothing could be further from the truth. We are working hard to diversify our commercial ties with other countries. The world is much bigger than the United States and Europe. It's not the 50 countries that follow Washington's orders.
These efforts are unlikely to reverse Venezuela's profound economic crisis, but they could give Nicolas Maduro more room to maneuver. The U.S. vows to tighten the financial noose even further. But if that doesn't work, the United States could be tempted to resort to other, more direct methods of obtaining regime change, with all that they imply. Lucia, Newman, Al Jazeera, Puerto Cabello, Venezuela.